So basically, we have welcome to Military Fella. I'm Ramon.
I'm Polo.
And we having a topic about a young lady disrespecting her, beat up her mother in front of the school. The level of disrespect. So I'm sitting here with Mama, and I would like to have her take on it. Just to refresh on what's going on was that a young lady put hands or manhandled her mother in front of the school.
In front of the school, in front of the school staff, and there was really no kind of, as far as what it was said, was she just put hands on her mama and like grabbed her by the hair, dragged her to the ground, and just kind of,
whooped her like a girlfriend.
Yeah, like a girlfriend, or like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Like she was one of her girlfriends and they had a problem with each other.
And that was, like I said, no discipline whatsoever.
Which is one of the things that we said.
No discipline, no self-control.
You better get you a bowl. So the thing of it is you know, and we had on one of our we had posted parenting. It goes back to parenting.
No, see, that's one thing. How did the mother treat the daughter at home?
And see, that's what we were saying with the one thing about parenting, whereas you have those kids nowadays, or those parents nowadays, who act as though or want to be friends with their children.
You can't be friends with your children.
Okay.
You cannot be friends with your children. You gotta have a certain level, in order to build up respect. That girl had no respect for her mother, no respect at all, because they'll tell them what may have happened at home that occurred, caused that girl to when she broke out and beat her mama like a pimp.
That's one that we didn't say. But in one of our earlier YouTubes, we had said that's kind of what we were saying.
Yeah.
There's no if you're trying to be friends with your child, then down the line, that child will have zero respect for you because you've been their friend, not their mother and not their father.
Because if you never discipline your child at home, if you never correct them at home, then how they can be corrected out in public?
Okay, and that's another term we didn't use.
That's another term that we didn't use as a way of disciplining your child, correcting them. You know what I'm saying?
See, correcting not simply beating them.
It's just it's verbal.
It's the way you communicate. Poor communication, no communication.
And that's kind of what we were saying. Whereas it was too much of a friendship. Whereas if she was that bold to do it at the school in front of the school staff, it means that she did it at home.
She did it at home as well. She showed no respect to her mother at home. So that shows what you do at home spreads abroad. You didn't discipline her at home. How are you going to discipline her in public places? And this showed that she really showed out. She really showed her backside.
Mm-hmm.
That she shows that she had no respect for authority.
There you go.
No respect. She had no respect for the teacher, principal, or the school staff. Couldn't wait. Said, "Mom, we just wait till we get home." Kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, she gonna whoop her mama right there and show that I don't have no respect. If I don't have respect for mama, I don't have no respect for you.
See, and right there, whether you boy or girl, and this is, like I said, this is an opinion of mine. If you don't have no respect for your elders, whether it be your mom, your dad,
your grandparents, or
your
whatever, your relatives, people.
You're older, that's older than you, your elders. If you have no respect for them, those are the ones that are more likely to end up with a life sentence or with a headstone. Or if your family loves you enough, put a headstone on you. That's just my opinion. Because once you go out once you leave the home at whatever age you decide to leave, whether you be a teenager and you say, hey, well, or get kicked out the house, or just decide you want to leave at the age of 15, in my opinion, you're gonna either be looking at a life sentence or looking at a gravestone. I could be wrong. You might get out there and realize how hard it is and change your ways. But
she did, maybe her mother was teaching her to a certain degree, and yet still she decided I won't be. She feel her puberty. I'm almost a woman anyway.
That's something we also didn't talk about. Her feeling herself coming into puberty.
Yeah, because I remember I spoke on myself.
Yeah, that was a girl.
That's a girl.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. Just say.
Yeah, 'cause-
Just say that. Say the situation was
Yes.
a young man.
Yeah.
But see, that's gonna turn out a whole lot different.
See, because
A
of the
young
glory of the world,
man
yeah.
doing it to his father.
That's gonna turn out a whole lot different.
Mhm.
Because our testosterone level is a whole lot different when it comes down to the way we react to things.
Yeah. See, cause like I said, with the incident within my mother's house, one of my nieces just said a word. It said, "You just like a street woman to me." Told my mama.
Her grandmother.
She told, her great grandmother. She told her great grandmother, "You're just like a pimp to me. I know, like a street woman to me."
Mm.
In other words, she used the word, "You just like a bitch to me."
No, not calling because of what you said. it was just good timing.
Yeah.
Which told you put in this. But getting back to what you were saying,
You didn't expect me to say that word?
no,
It's
it was
fine.
just, it's fine.
It just caught him off guard.
No, it didn't catch me
He didn't,
off
'cause
guard. I knew.
Because he didn't expect me to use that word.
No, see, I'm not finna justify myself in all that
That's what me and Mama got you. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
part. No, it's
That's
just,
what I'm saying. And that's what her mother. That's what she treated her mother. Like she a little like say that she's like a prostitute to her.
Mm-hmm.
You don't mean nothing. She would say you mean nothing to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know her emotional. Tell her what her emotional level is.
Yeah.
Her mental state is at.
Mm-hmm.
That she have so much disrespect for her mother that she treat her like a street whore.
But getting back to what you were saying, the testosterone level would have been,
The
if it
testosterone
was,
level between men and women are different. And a son doing that to his father,
Oh.
it's gonna turn out a lot different, bro.
yeah, but okay, now you got some, hypothetically speaking or allegedly, you got some kids or some parents are afraid of their kids.
True.
Let's see.
But not all.
Not all. You might catch the right one on
At
that
the wrong day.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. It's gonna turn out a little different. And you're right. There are some parents who are afraid of their children. But the thing about that is you have those parents who may sit there and quietly let you rattle off at the mouth about how big and bad you are. But once you cross that line with that wrong father, he gonna plant that foot so deep off in your behind, you gonna be coughing up shoe leather.
Yeah, man. And the whole shoe.
There you go, soul and all.
Yeah.
And then that disrespect that you thought you had for him gonna turn around and be a thing of now you scared to walk up in your own parents' house because of how disrespectful you was, and your father had to step off in your butt.
Now with that same instance right there, I seen where the level of disrespect, it was a video, it was a while back, where the father and the son got into a shootout.
Yeah, I saw that.
So right there, I don't know if he was a teenager or an adult.
No, he was an adult.
But the father and son got into a shootout with each other.
Mm-hmm. And the thing about it though is the son went to his parents' house. It wasn't his house. He went to his parents' house being disrespectful.
So with that being said, I don't condone violence or anything like that. And if you at that level where you feel that you got to be disrespectful to your parents, don't even bother going to your parents' house.
No.
When you're in trouble,
handle it on your own.
Handle it on your own.
You said you're a man. See, there's a difference between a man and a male. A male is just a gender.
Yes.
But a man shows responsibility.
I hope y'all listen to this.
And you got that from a woman.
I hope y'all listen to this. You know what I'm saying?
Everything that's all this, a male is just because you have man features and things like that, don't mean you have the responsibility of a man. So you just a male, you got everything that's qualified you physically as a man.
Mm-hmm.
But your characteristic is just plain.
Yeah, because
because a real man shows responsibility, or a real woman. She just the same thing with a woman. Just a female, just a female. But a real woman knows how to take care of responsibility.
Okay.
See, it's vice versa. Everything is vice, because I'm finding things out at my age. I'm finding these words out at my age. Yep, poor relationship, poor communication, or no communication at all. Don't tell her how the that girl was raised.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell her that she might have been spoiled or not spoiled. No, tell her.
Because we was talking,
Yeah.
and I had mentioned to him, you know, yeah, we grew up in the same neighborhood. We grew up together, same condition. But I can go to his house, he come over to ours. And it would be a whole different set. But once you leave, or I leave your home, and then doors are closed and locked, I don't know what's going on in there. And it's vice versa. You don't know what's going on. You know, people put on that facade. They throw that suit on.
They got a mask. Put on a mask.
They put on that mask. They put on that suit, making sure that everything is all hunky dory. As soon as company leaves,
it's a whole different story.
it's a whole different story. So who's to say what happened to that young person, whether man or woman?
See, who knows that girl could have been sexually abused as a kid? See, we don't know the whole story. Why this incident may occur? We don't know. There's more behind it. There's more than what was produced on that film.
Yeah.
It's more to it. It's more to it with the mom and the daughter. It's more to it. We don't know if her father was in the home with her, or did her mother have different relationships, or did one of those male men touch her. So we don't know.
We don't know. But you know, it's just something, like I said. You know, it's a conversation piece. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot. See, there's more than me. You know, I just
speak your mind.
Say that much. But
Good.
anyway.
Speak your mind.
That's what it's for. We're trying to get information out there because you're not going to necessarily get this from somewhere else. And like he was saying, we come from two different households.
That's
but
right.
yet the thing about it is there's times when I've been at your house growing up as a kid where you disciplined him and me at the same time.
I did. See.
And the thing about it is, you don't. It's like we were saying earlier in this conversation. Back then, it was a thing of it takes a village to raise a child, where you don't have that anymore.
Yeah. See, people, like I said, people are afraid, you know, because the way society is doing things. They want you to be, say, like this, like on TV, as you know, when I was growing up, all we seen was Leave It to Beaver with my 3 sons down at the Reed show. They showed how they hid in the nice house. You look at the house that you're in, the condition that you're in.
Yeah.
We don't have that. My mom would never dress like that with heels and things. Vacuum in the floor. Mom on the floor. We had to get on our knees because we didn't know what a mop was. We had to use a scrub brush and rags. See, they all they do is acting and showing, you know, what the way they live. But see, you get it, like I said, in the black neighborhood, see, because my mother had a lot of children, they expect our home to be filthy. And things like that. But when we got on the line, see, my mother would work and my stepfather would work. See, I had responsibilities. I would come back. I'll come home. My mother worked second shift. I would come home because I knew what my schedule was. Wash the dishes, wash the clothes, cook the dinner, clean the kitchen, you know, and bathe the kids. See, I knew my responsibility was. If I didn't do those things correctly, they would get me up at midnight to rewash dishes, to do this, to do that. Talk about discipline, and then get up and fix breakfast, and then have to go to school too. But see, I was disciplined. I was scared of my mother had a backhand slap. I said something to her one day. I thought she would slap me down south. She backhand me. And said I wouldn't dare cuss in front of my mother. I don't even know how to cuss. My sister, she got a PhD in cussing. I don't, you know, because when you use the word bitch, you know, and the other words I use, you know, from now, you know, since I.
Well, you know, it's like I said, nowadays, you know, you just speak, you know, on our platform or what have you, you know, you're able to speak freely, you know, not being restricted or whatever. But, you know, in the presence of you, our language is going to be conservative. You know, but it's more. But like I said, like I said, because I watched all kinds of videos. Yesterday I watched a video where this little girl said, "I don't want to go back to my father's house because he penetrated me." I watched that.
It was two girls, and then one little girl said her father's friend did that to her. See, we don't know what's going on in people's homes. And they said, you don't have to believe a child. If a child said that she'd be, being hurt, and the mother said she took it to the, whatever she did procedures and whatever she needed to do. But yet and they still allow that man to have access to his daughter.
See, but then, okay, which it's a lot of things that's going around as far as today,
Because today's society is abnormal. It's abnormal. But see, they use this pandemic. But that's just an excuse. All these things were happening to people before this outbreak happened. Things was happening before this thing broke out. People had their own mindset. People had their own attitudes and things of that nature. And like I said, parents, of this age that say the 20-year-olds, things like that, that raise their families. Oh, I always want to dress my little child up in the latest. Oh, I see Beyonce. I see the actresses. I see the singers. The way they treat their child. You don't have the finances to begin with. So you just got a roof over your head, and here you want your child wearing $150 shoes, and you don't got enough money to pay your rent or your gas bill or whatever.
Other bills
in the house, but you want him to have the best clothes, blah blah this and blah blah that.
But that's the thing.
But you're not showing responsibility. You just seeing the way they just showing you a facade. But see, they got the money to back it up. But you don't have. You won't have pocket change. They said you don't have a pocket piss in. To put it that way. But yes, you want your child to look the best, be the best. Nah.
But okay, you can have all the
material things.
You can have all the material things, but the mental, but the mental, the emotional, and the physical, and the spiritual as well. All that got to go hand in hand in order to have the material.
Yeah.
Because if you have all the nice material things, the nice clothes, shoes, jewelry, cars, or what have you, but if you got a bad attitude, you can dress fine.
Yeah.
Well, you can be sharp as a tack on the muddy wall. But if you don't have the attitude,
the right attitude, right.
You're gonna be ugly. That's just like if I see a beautiful woman. All her appearance, her physical appearance could be the most succulent. But
once you open up that mouth.
But once you open up that mouth and that attitude, everything else, you
ugly. You could go the most handsome man, the most beautiful woman, whatever comes out of their mouth. See, that would
You can have all the good veneer, everything you want. Throw the smile, baby, But once I open up, I can make it sound good, but then some of them they can have all that, the beautiful attitude, but then you got that mindset. You can have an ugly mindset.
And so
it's all the components got to work together in order to have a fine vehicle.
Yeah, and so like I said, the way I was raised, it was, and the way children are raised this day. See, cause we didn't have we had pencil and erasers. Now the kids this day, they got computers, they got all technological features. See, we mess up. Now people be a mess because we had to do all that.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
They do all that erasing. We had to figure things out. See, they don't figure things out. They can go to Google.
Or Series or whatever.
They got all this equipment where we had to learn the hard way. We had to go to the library if we want certain things. But see, now kids, they got their own library in their computer.
On their phone.
On their phone. They got that. See, that's an easy way of learning for them.
But then
But we learned the hard way.
What is they actually learning?
They're not learning till it's what? See, right now they learn how to be,
I remember this, and what was crazy? It was several months ago. I helped my man do a show. I go set up or what have you, and it was a gathering. Someone's family gathering. As we setting up, it was a little young dude. He had to be no more than so big and so old. He said, "Ooh, I like this. Ooh, I like your setup. Can I use it to do a TikTok video? I want to become a famous rapper and all this and that." And in my mind, I said, you want to be a rapper, you want to become a famous rapper or whatever, an entertainer. But do you know your what else do you know besides? Is because and a lot of that, and that's my opinion, is because of what they see on, you got access, and he already on a laptop.
Yeah.
Or had his phone already looking up the TikTok videos and
Yeah, I watch those every day.
Mm-hmm.
I look at them every day. Every day I watch that. 15 minutes of fame.
There you go. 15 seconds of fame, more like it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the thing of it is, yes, it's sad to where when you got little youngins, that's all they want to do.
See, that's all they see. That's all they're
It's just-
exposed to.
Yeah.
That's all they're exposed to. But they don't know what these singers have to go through. They don't know the process they go through. Cause I think I watched it's called TLC. I watched that movie. I watched that movie at dialysis on Friday. But see, I didn't know the process of the things they had to go through.
Mm-hmm.
See, back then,
That was like you were saying. Back then, that was a process.
had to
Nowadays,
go
it's
through
like
it was a process for them. They thought, oh, I make a record, I get this. No, listen, we take off of this, we take off of that. Then we got to get this. It was Pebbles. It was Pebbles. That's right, Pebbles.
Yep.
Pebbles. And her company, when her husband come to whatever company, they would take off of this. They said you only get $25, and then we pay for this, we pay for that, everything before you get a paycheck. You see what I'm saying?
and then you might not even get a paycheck.
You don't get a paycheck. The house that you live in. Oh, they would say, oh, we got to look at our contract and things like that. Oh, I'm paying for the car that you bought me. I'm paying for this. I'm paying for that. Even the house you live in, I'm paying for this. You see, and here and the benefits you might not see.
Yeah, for years, Tony and I want to say allegedly Tony Braxton still going through the same thing. Anita Baker went through the same thing.
Oh.
still going through the same thing, trying to get her the company she worked with to give her master's. After
Allegedly, because I don't know what's going on. Only thing I can say is
What we hear.
What we hear.
Reported.
See,
But
because the way things set up, the big man, he has a pull on you. Because a lot of times I look at these actresses and look at the singers, they do it because that's their livelihood. See, here this little boy or whomever I want to be on TikTok so I may be discovered.
Mm-hmm.
But see, they don't know what these actresses and little young actresses have to go through. They don't know that they are sexually molested before. It's a whole lot of things that they don't tell you. You just see the big smile on their faces and on actresses' faces, but you don't know the process, the hell that they went through in order to be famous.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what they're going through.
And because you could look at some of them now. In the beginning, they was all happy-go-lucky. You can see all 32. You see all 32. But now, just say as the years go on, you see them 2-3 years later. How they looking? They looking at it like, man, what did I get myself into? I want to live I want a normal life now.
Too late.
Too late.
Because you sign a contract with this particular agency, and you got people who say they show your so-called friends. People like some people in Hollywood or the singers. I said, see, because I did a lot of research myself, and it's just that these young people see it's not for real. When you see young men, because I think when rap first came out, things like they say, they just show you with the big chain and whatever, the cars and things like that, and the women and whatever. Mm-hmm. They're just, a facade. Mm-hmm. But then they say people think, well, I do that. I have all the girls I want. I have all, I have all the men that I want, whatever. But it don't work like that. You don't know the hell, like I said, the process that they went through in order to succeed, even the 15 minutes of fame. And because I just caught the end of New Edition. Mm-hmm. I caught the end of that movie, the end of it. Okay. And so it's just, like I said, the process they went through, they was trained as kids and things like that. Mm-hmm. But, as one, like with Bobby Brown, they showed Bobby Brown towards the end of the film, because they had a 25-year celebration. Yeah. They said, we've been in this business for, I don't know how many, 25 years or 20-something years.
Because I know they came out, I want to say the early 80s.
Yeah, at an early age.
Early 80s, I want to say like
They came out of
82, 3,
Yeah, 'cause
4,
they-
somewhere up in there.
yeah, because they said it was say 23 or 25 year celebration, and like I said, they all with their separate ways and whatever. But everybody wanted to be the star. That's why everybody that pat you on the back. It's not your friend. They say about this young lady and things like that. Where was her friends? Where were the people that she hung out with? When this incident happened with her mama.
Mm-hmm.
Would they do that to their mother? That's what I'm saying. People say certain things verbally, but when push comes to shove, I wouldn't dare do this to my mother.
Yep.
As much as I was mad at my mom, I go in my room as a grown woman. I'll go up in my room and still write things down, write it up how I felt. I didn't verbalize it. Write it out and put it in the garbage. But whenever she wanted me to do something, I did it. I don't care how sick I was. I didn't care. But that's my mother. And see, I had to bury my mama. And so, but see, this child, if her mother died, she would miss her mother. Even if she had a poor relationship, her mother would always be on her mind. Say that girl wind up in the juvenile hall, or at a certain age, if you do certain crime, you wind up in female in the women's prison.
Mm-hmm.
See, because she already leaving her destination, her destiny. She's sure either gonna be the, like I said, the jailhouse or the graveyard. She is shortening her life, with her mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And so, okay, like I said, now with my niece, her children, like I said, because the young man respected his grandmother, but it was the girls. They was a trip. The daughter was a trip, and the children are a trip.
Mm-hmm.
And so they called my mother a street woman, and my mother was ill in her last days on this earth. And yet, it's still my mother will go to her, empty her bank account out for the mother, and the kids were raised up in her home. And because I looked at something yesterday, and I seen it and she was saying, I think Monique was here in the city.
Mm-hmm.
She said, this is the house that I was raised on 37 on 38th Street.
Mm-hmm.
This is the house that I was raised in. And yet and still, she caused my mother the most hell. Her and her daughters, And as the daughters got older, and now she treated her kids like they, kids dressed in the finest of things and things of that nature. She had, because I said it yesterday, she had eyelashes way out to there.
We spoke on those too.
Because me to speak on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we have certain things,
Yeah.
dated.
See, okay.
But now it's a lot of the stuff that me and him done spoke on. It seemed to be catching up.
Yeah, because like me and my pastor, we talk about about this about the women and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
You dress a certain way, you exposing yourself, and then you say because you're doing enough for men to look at you, and then you wonder why you attack.
Yeah.
Because of the way the way you dress, everything out, whatever,
That is like if you wanna attract flies, throw down some garbage.
Put a pile right there.
Put down a sweet or whatever. Put down if you want some flies, put down garbage, and that's what you're gonna get.
And see, and then see the way you dress, you made that, because that's what you felt that day. I'm gonna dress this way. I'm having eyelashes that goes out there.
But
and got the hair all, and you don't got no hair, and you got hair, and you got the hair coming all the way down to your ankle. And then see people that know you know that this girl don't got this squat in here.
But if I want to feel sexy, should I just walk around in my socks and my Speedos? That's if I want to feel sexy out in public.
That ain't sexy, bruh. We know what your knees look like.
I put lotion on.
But so I'm saying, see the facade you put up, that we put out.
If I did that, what would I attract?
You're gonna attract the attention that you're looking for.
And then when you get the attention, then
Then you want to cop the attitude.
Yes.
Then you hear and say, yeah. Well,
Then-
you
then
should
these-
put yourself in that light.
and see, you put yourself in that position, and then the girls that that dress normally, they say, why I'm being attacked? Because that man got his mindset because he's seen one woman dressed like a
hoochie.
like a hoochie.
Mm-hmm.
And here it's just how you present yourself. It's all everything psychological, everything.
Cause they're just like, okay, you just said how you present yourself. When I was coming up or growing up, we couldn't dot the door with our hair nappy, with our pants sagging.
You spoke.
We couldn't dot that door like that.
Could not leave that house without hair being combed, clothes being clean.
Not an ashy face.
Yes,
You know,
what I'm saying? We
groom.
could not do it. Rooms had to be clean, chores had to be done. You were not leaving you was
Oh,
not
please.
dotting that door without all things being done.
Okay, this this is y'all childhood. My childhood was. I didn't know. I didn't get a chance to really go to enjoy my childhood. Talking about playing outside and things like that, jumping rope, riding bikes, and things of that nature, skateboarding, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I had to. I mean, Saturday was laundry day.
Mm-hmm.
I washed, I ironed, and whatever it was, it had to be prepared for church on Sunday. Then, like on school days, because at that time they had the social center and things like that.
Yeah.
As like I said, I had to sit in the kitchen and do my homework. Deborah and them would sit out there and watch TV. While James, we don't know if he was asleep or not because he worked first shift. Even though Henry got a lot of whoopings, but yet he was still able. He was still.
Cut a lot of names out.
Well, anyway, never mind. They family. They know what they did.
No, I'm just gonna cut the names. But anyway,
they was able to watch TV.
Mm-hmm.
And when it came to schoolwork, I had to help them with their schoolwork. But yet and still, I didn't have the privilege of going to the social, and cause my sister did they took out, because I didn't know the social graces out there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anything, because I went to a dance with my sister Pat. I didn't know nothing about dancing. I didn't know diddly squat about like the outside world.
Mm-hmm.
But when they know a little bit about it, I don't know diddly squat. I've lived here for about 67 years. I don't know nothing about the streets because I never was out there.
You didn't know nothing about the streets, but you know a lot that's going on.
Uh-huh.
You know a lot of the stuff we was doing.
How?
You tell me.
I didn't know.
That's your story. I'm gonna allow you to stick to it.
Because he was saying the other day that how I hit him in the chest. I said, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
And he said, he said him and Deron laughed at it. As I popped him in the chest.
What'd you do?
Me and him was fighting in the hallway.
Oh, that's why.
But when
He said I didn't use because he said I had a bat and I had an axe handle in the house.
You don't remember? You probably don't remember. You had the. I remember you had Louisville. You had the Louisville. That was taped. It was cracked. It was taped up all the way to where it was cracked at. You had an axe handle with no axe on there. Let's clarify that part. It was just the axe handle, and then you had this.
I remember having a blue bat.
You had this tree bark, but so long.
Go ahead.
It was so long, and it was shaped like a Y at the end of it. You had the one part, then you had the tree bark. That's all and it was all well. It was all your weapons.
No, what?
Her weapons of choice.
Yeah. But, not on us you used them. Not on me and my brother. You didn't use them on. I remember you used them on my uncle. I think you hit him with the axe handle.
When?
I
I don't know.
We ain't
It
gonna.
must have been Ike.
Yes. Yes.
He said, yes.
You know, but the thing of, like I said, it was when you use it, it was he did something. I can't remember what he did. But he was like, Diane, I can't believe you hit me. I'm your brother. You know, but the thing of it was, you know, it was certain, whether it was, you know, to boil everything down into a T, it all boiled down to, you know, and corrected. Let me state that right. Being corrected
Mhm.
in the behavior
Mhm.
that, you know, being displayed.
Mhm.
You know, if we cut up, we got tore up.
Expected.
You know, if we went to the store or out in public with you, you know, we had to be, you know, as far as groomed, we had to be presentable. From what I remember, we had to be presentable. If we had to have we had manners.
Cause, yeah,
Uh,
cause I would take you somewhere and say, your boys are so memorable.
That's what they say. That's what they used to say with my mama when we had to go out.
but you
Yeah.
had that talk
Mm-hmm.
before you left the house. You had
Mhm.
that talk.
Oh yeah.
Don't show out. If you show out, if you embarrass me, I'm going to embarrass you.
What you put out, you gonna get.
You know.
Yeah.
Then that's
I
one
don't know if
thing.
they put fear in them or what. I don't know.
But
It more or less, because my mama did the same thing. It more or less made us understand. Look, this is how you're supposed to act in public. This is the thing. These are the things that you're supposed to do.
but it's a representation
Um,
your family
Yeah.
or your lineage
Not just that of your mother
or your you know
or your father or whomever
That's what
it
I'm
is
saying.
that you're going out there with. Yeah,
it's a
you are a representation of them.
yeah.
So if we're out there acting correctly, that's a good representation on our mother, our father, their father, because that upbringing is shown within you.
Mm-hmm.
See that's with that girl. She's showing her upbringing, or non-upbringing.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like too much of trying to be a friend instead of a parent.
Shoot, man, I love my mother to life, but shoot, cause I couldn't see mom. There's certain things I could not tell my mother because she would tell every, you know, especially things you know that bother me. And I thought when you go to a mother, that she would give me some advice. No, she told every sister I had, but I still didn't get the answer that I needed. I said I can't tell mama anything because it go throughout the household with the wrong people who are very undisciplined.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, yep. And so there's certain things I would tell her, and certain things I would not tell her. And so, like I said, with this young lady, it was her upbringing and things of that nature. But like I said, she got, like I said, got a little mind of her own on this, on that. Like I said in a video yesterday, where this girl, because her father and mother, they were very religious. Mama made me do all these chores and things like that. And so her friend had a plan that, we're going to have a party. There's going to be boys there. And then what happened is, the girl they were shopping, and then after they went shopping, I can't, my mother, women like to have these clothes, you take them with you. So the girl's mother called, the friend's mother called and said that, we having a little slumber party, gonna be with girls.
Mm-hmm.
Then her father, let her go. And she went there, and the incident happened where the girl that didn't like her parents correcting her, that's when it got shot and killed. Yeah.
Mm.
And then the mother of the girl that's still alive, she said, you can't keep your children too closed in. You gotta let them live. But you can't let the kid have their own way.
Yeah.
Because they think they know, but they don't know. See, because you had the experience as a parent or a grown-up, you had the experience. Just like I said, you can't talk to young people like this. Your man that worked at this Chinese place. He was 50 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to get this young person some advice. That person called a friend. That friend came there and shot and killed that man. You see, because she didn't want to be told what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So she called a friend. The friend came with a gun and killed the man. See, now that person that killed the man in prison or going to prison. Why? Because y'all don't want to have a nice conversation with someone. He probably wasn't yelling at her. He probably,
See, and that's where, and men have spoke on it before too.
Yeah.
You talk to some of these people in a nice tone manner. Like, why is you yelling at me? Or, you scaring me, you yelling at me. Why is you talking to me like that,
Or as they like to say nowadays, you're being verbally abusive to me.
Yeah.
See, all that stuff came from the white man.
Mm-hmm.
They say you got to go to a psychologist. You got to go to a psychiatrist. You got to go to they peel you up, whatever you are, where you won't be in your right mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know when we was younger, we did have me and Pat went to a psychologist, and they gave her pills and they said I don't need to see you no more. They gave her Valium at an early age. You see, and you wonder why our young people get on drugs the way they got on drugs, because it was the medical community that got them hooked up and things like that. But see, because I tried to smoke as a kid, and they would think it was cool. See, my auntie came down the back stairs with a century cord and whipped my tail.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about, I think if I put a cigarette in my mouth, it was way years on the other side. I said, I don't like this. I had drunk some whiskey. I said, I don't like this. I said, I don't like this because I tasted it once. I don't like it. And I think I took speed one time and drunk some wine. I said, I don't like this. Because I didn't have a taste for it. Where my sister, they smoke, they drink, whatever they do. But that's their lifestyle.
Another bowl of Yetis.
Okay. It must not be that thing.
I'll probably get some.
Yeah, but with something.
No, I'm just saying it's just,
One
because.
thing I did as far as I smoked reefer.
Oh yeah, I tried that too. I tried that too. See, man, I had
a little taste of,
I see, because
I still have me a little nip every once in a while. Every once in a while.
because what you call a lid, I had a lid, and then so I gave it to my brother. I paid $15 for it, so because I used to have friends, whatever, and they did that, and so see that's why you gotta watch the friends that you have as well. It's the company that you keep.
All right, so I'm watching you now.
Watch me.
See,
Hey, I gotta keep my eye on you, bro.
And so, but see, I didn't see me as a young person. I didn't have close friends where I could, hang out or express myself with. See, I had people as I got older, and especially because I'm a minister, because I'm a church girl or whatever. I would have people within the ministry where they called Diane, pray for me. Because but they pray for me, whatever. But it was an everyday thing. I'm going through that. But you don't think I'm going through hell myself?
People,
See, and so, but sooner or later I had to let them go. Because I got a phone somewhere buried in this couch. I got the number, but anyway, it's buried in this couch. But you gotta let people go.
Yeah.
You gotta let them go because if they're not helping you to your future, and it just they were cutting off.
Okay. Now with that, we're gonna try to move on from
that
that one right there.
Okay, go ahead.
And it was something else that I was watching. I'm not gonna, like I said, the young lady, I was watching the video before I sent it to him. She was speaking on Dwayne Wade's child.
Oh,
I'm
God.
not gonna call him a boy or a girl.
Oh, got you.
in the honor of Kobe, in the honor of Kobe, this young person made a dress, wore the jersey, but made it into a dress with the French stuff all the way at the bottom.
Mm.
You know, and it caused an uproar for a hot second.
Okay.
But the other celebrity spoke to Dwayne Wade. We started to speak on this earlier, in which we spoke on it a while back too.
Where?
Spoke to Dwayne Wade, not to the child, but to Dwayne Wade on how, you know, stand up. Basically, in the words, stand up, be a man, stand erect. Don't allow your spouse or whomever, you know, wear your drawers. Don't switch drawers. Let you know, put your own drawers on and be a man. Don't allow your whomever, your spouse, woman, whatever, to run your house and tell you how to think your child, not theirs, your child, to become something other than what they was naturally born in.
Born to.
Yeah.
See, okay, cause the way they have
that's my opinion. I'm just paraphrasing on what was said.
Because someone said I was born this way. No, he wasn't. He probably was exposed to certain things as a child, and you know, and he developed those characteristics, you know, and they say like this one lady, she just had a baby, one celebrity. She said, we're gonna let our child choose her own gender.
You can't.
How you gonna?
You were born a gender.
Yeah, you were born a gender. You were born with all the female organs, but yet it's still, you see.
You know, with that, that reminds me of, it was I want to say, I was locked up, and I used to watch Saturday Night Live. It either was Saturday Night Live or Mad TV.
Probably.
Which they had a skit where the person's name was Pat. Everybody tried to figure out, was Pat
lesbian,
man or man or a woman, because it has certain features of a man, certain features of a woman.
Confusion.
You know, but the I don't know if it was the clothes or the costume that the person was wearing, because I was still trying to figure out, was it a man or a woman. You had the haircut of a man, the face and voice of a woman, and had a body built up like a bag of milk and a sack of potatoes.
Like a bus Nichols.
So
Yeah.
this was in the early to mid 90s.
Yeah.
You know, if you paid it, you know, but then as things played out, you starting to see what was projected years ago.
Yeah, cause
it's coming to fruition now.
Because see, I'm a person that have watched. I go back all the way to watch the 20s movies. And see certain people. But see, cause like I said, I still didn't know what a homosexual was. You see what I'm saying? But see, then I was getting to see the men dress as women. And like it was saying, it sound like it hot. Seeing Tony Curtis and that other dude dressed, Jack Lemmon dressed as women because they didn't want to be exposed because they was witnesses to a crime. You see, and then you see
like white dudes.
Yeah, white dudes. Yeah, white dudes. Then also like in Living Color, things of that nature. You know, then you do know because you see big strong men. I said what that, you know, and so it just I said, you wonder why. Well, I put on, because in order to be a woman, I said, all the stuff you gotta do and putting on heels and pantyhose, please. And then see, at that time, put up where girls when they, all that stuff. But anyway, and all that stuff. But why you want to play a character like that? And then, like, even see with Dennis Rodman. And who else? Who else? Oh, yes. What does that do? I can't think of his name. Yes, okay. Because I seen him, I think it was mid 2000s. He's a basketball player. He had on women's heels that came all the way up to his thigh. I know that.
The only one I know that dressed weird like that was Dennis Rodman.
There wasn't Dennis Rodman. It was another one. He used to play with the Timberwolves. I can't think of what team he played with now. But because he dressed as a woman, he had the female clothes. He's a basketball player. I know. See, I can't think of his name. And because he was with the Timberwolves, he was with Utah. He was with can't think of the team he's with now. I don't know if he's with Brooklyn now, the Nets now. But nevertheless, why would they go through all this? Still to go out there and play basketball, baseball, whatever, football, whatever, and things of that nature because of the
Spicy.
See, I didn't, like I said, I didn't.
I think I bit of pepper, but okay, that's just like.
And like you talking about that boy.
Why would they? And it comes down to a lot of the stuff that
because
I'm seeing they are.
Because they said, man, they
pushing it on. It start. You done past the adult. You done past the adults.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go to the kids that's 3, 4.
Yeah, because I seen I think it was on YouTube or whatever. How I don't know if it was a commercial or whatever, where I see a little boy dressing and walking in his mama's heels, or a little boy playing with with dolls, or like I said, what I'm saying is.
When we'd been something like that, man. If we was in the other room playing with a doll or something, a man that came from somewhere, or somebody would have came, an adult, uncle, auntie, mom, dad, whoever would have came in and said something.
Instantly.
But see now, I want him to grow into this. All that psychological mumble that the world is giving, society is giving. Mm-hmm. They want the your kid to be abnormal. They want your kid to be able to be in an insane asylum in a few years. You see what I'm saying?
So medication.
Medication, yeah.
Okay, so yes, we all are born with our own brains and physical, whatever.
Yeah, because as a child, we have, I don't know, we had little imaginary friends, but we think differently. We think.
But, okay, with that being said, who's to say a child has their own mind? Yes, they have their own mind to a degree. But to say, okay. It's okay for me to be this. It's okay for me to be that.
See, you can't tell. You can't tell.
Or I want to grow up. Don't call me Steven. Call me Shaniqua.
or Shanae or whatever.
Whatever the name, the name that a person may choose to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
or a female. Don't call me Teresa. Call me Terry. Or Tyrone.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
See.
Who at what age?
Well, it ain't as a child.
But somewhere along the line it starts there. But if
it don't start with the child there.
It's somewhere along. They got it from somewhere.
You just said it. They got it from somewhere. They didn't decide none of this.
That's what I'm saying. They got it from somewhere. But where did it come from?
Somebody told them.
Somebody, somebody that schooled them.
Because this was 2000. When did I go to Minnesota? It was in 2000. In 2000, I'm on this one unit. It was this homosexual. you know, went around and had, you know, for the job openings and a lot of stuff. So, you know, he was sitting around talking, and it was a young cat. I can't think of his name. Anyway, he was, you know, we just sitting around talking. So the question came up that the young guy asked the homosexual, why, how did you become what you are? What made you turn to be? And I remember it vividly. Old boy said when he was young, his mama would make him do this. His mama would make him do. His mama trained him. You know, in my, I was like, okay, you know, sometimes my elevator don't go all the way up to the top. Sometimes, some days, depending on what day it is. And I said, okay. He's like, because his mother, he grew up in a house with a house full of women. I know guys that grew up in a house full of women and as such. But he said, you know, he go to the bathroom, his mom will make him squat, make him sit down. His mom would dress him up as
And he was groomed.
So basically, he was groomed.
Yeah. He was groomed to be whatever she turned him into.
But as even if he was
Because
if he was groomed, it was his choice to continue to a certain age to remain that.
Yeah. But see, when you're groomed, you're trained to believe that that's what you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
See, and once that belief is set in as a kid, there's no turning back. Because as a kid, when you're groomed to be this, it's just like when you get a kid. Let's say you got a kid who is in a family of athletes. From day one, they either gonna put a basketball in his hand, a football in his hand,
tennis racket,
or something, tennis racket or something in his hand. Why? Because he's following in those footsteps. So when she started dressing him and grooming him, that belief system was, it was psychologically set in.
It was psychological. And see, like I said, don't tell them how she might have been raised.
Exactly.
See, because sometimes go from generation to generation. Because even I believe in my in the family, you know, there might have been, like I said, incest. You see what I'm saying? You know, tell them what that young man might, you know, that young man went through. And see, same thing with Dwayne Wade. But see, we know that they are part of a system.
Yeah.
That if you say that you got a big contract with a certain company, there's a price that you pay because you brought your children into the situation.
Yep.
And see, your children have, you know, they being sacrificed, being made something that they probably don't even want to be. But because of what the position that you are in, that causes your family to pay the price. So even with I looked at Magic Johnson, his son. I know this big 6'9", whatever. Man, you got all you are a man from head to toe, but yet because blindness and whatever, you want to dress like a woman. No. Because I told myself, because like I said, when I watched this, these things, he gave me things to say. I said, I love my brother. I said, I said, I couldn't, my mind don't even go that way because I wasn't raised that way. I wasn't raised that way. I mean, even though there are people around us, you know, but we didn't know. Because we weren't exposed the way the children today are exposed, you know, even on kids' shows. Because they even talking about with Sesame Street.
See, and that's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
And one of the content creators spoke on that.
Yeah.
You know,
I can't think. It was Ernie and somebody.
Ernie and Bert.
Ernie and Bert. Yeah. I said,
Yeah.
See,
they get together all their lives.
see, but you
They never clicked in my head.
Not as a kid, it
Not
don't.
as a kid.
You just thought of them as roommates.
Roommates.
yeah.
Because see, when I used to watch it, I thought of them as roommates because of you probably know the show The Odd Couple.
Yeah.
Oscar Madison and Felix Unger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Two divorced guys living in a single apartment.
Yeah.
They're roommates. Ernie and Bert, two
Yeah.
college kids or whatever, living as roommates. That's what I thought. They're roommates. That's it.
See, even as a kid, you know, it was like I said, our mind didn't go that way. Certain minds didn't go that way.
But they didn't project it.
They didn't project it. See, now it's just an open book. It's just an open book.
They want everybody to be open to this, and they just want to push that agenda to the point of where
You don't know who you are.
Yeah, exactly. And then when your children grow up, you let your children decide. No, decide what? They can decide whatever they want to when they grow.
Mm-hmm.
But when you in my house, my house.
Like Bill Cosby, I brought you in this world. I'll take you out.
Thank you. That's what my mama used to tell us.
I brought you into this world, and I'll take you out.
That's what my mama used to tell us.
When you are raised a certain way. Like you said, you don't know what's going on in someone else's home, and things of that nature. And so, like I said, these actors and singers and things like that, they know what they're getting into. Mm-hmm. They know the contracts they have signed. And then you have a child, then especially if it was a girl, whatever, they said, we want this child to be a girl to be a boy. And see, they got programs that they train these kids because you're exposed to it. You are exposed. And even in everyday family members, people. And it's just, like I said, I was raised around it, but I wasn't exposed to it. I wasn't exposed to certain things. I mean, we've seen certain things, but, as a kid, just go, you wanted to get out there and jump rope or ride your little bike or whatever. Mm-hmm. But you weren't thinking about sexual things of that nature. Now it's just throw it at you.
At that time, right up until after I left my mama's house, kids were just kids. Little boys went out and played in the mud and brought home frogs and caught grass snakes and stuff like that. And you saw the little girls in front of the house jumping rope and playing hopscotch and playing with Barbie dolls and playing with each other and this, that, and the other. But it was after I left my mama's house, I started to see a whole lot of different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Men walking around holding other men's hands. Man.
See, because this like, okay.
But see, I didn't grow up in that situation, so to me, I was just
It's strange.
That's just like, okay, big homie, his uncle used to run up and down 27th Street.
Okay.
And he was a homosexual. He dressed in drag. He was dressing,
but woman's clothes.
We knew who he was.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as, like you said, men sitting down holding another man's hand.
That wasn't something we was exposed to.
When I actually got exposed to that, I was in prison. I'm saying, I get to Dodge in 94, September 94. I'm walking the yard and, I'm walking around the little track and, dude was walking, muscular,
Swole.
He King Kong walking, a Samson walking. And I knew the other person, I knew he wasn't right. And they walking pretty much hand in hand, arm in arm, and shoulder to shoulder, I'm like, okay, I'm young and naive. I'm young and naive, not knowing no better. Like I said, 2021. As far as, something going down like that was, either you was a homosexual, you had the female tendencies or whatever. I just seen it. You know, if a couple ran through the neighborhood, you would see them. But you know, as far as to see another man interaction like that
Mm-hmm.
was like,
Mm.
oh man, something ain't right. But you know, the person was what they call them. When you come in if you come in the first time, it's like they give you the ins and outs.
Okay. Of how things go.
Right. I can't think of the name of it, but UC.
Okay.
That I could be wrong, but I think that's what it was. You know, if this your first time in the prison, they give you the ins. You know, they tell you give you
They give you
a
the
brief
ins and outs,
low.
the do's and don'ts of
Yeah.
how things go.
You know, everything ain't your business.
Yeah.
Which is not everything. Everything is not your business. If it don't pertain to you,
Don't worry about it.
you see it, but you don't see it. Mind your business.
I'm saying everything will be alright.
So we're saying that was, excuse me. You know, I seen it. I was like, and that's a dude. That's a, you know. I'm looking. I'm trying to figure it out. You know, then they. But anyway, I let it go. That was my first really
Experience.
interaction seeing another man and a man.
Okay.
Man, you know, like that. A homosexual and so-called heterosexual male like that. That was my first. Then when I got to Green Bay, that was the
Cream of crop.
Creme de la creme.
So I'm on my way. I'm gonna tell it again. But on my way, I was going to the child hall. It was child time. This maybe my first, second, third day there. I'm walking to the child hall. Dude had long hair. Came down to him. Long, straight, silky hair. Tight clothes, you know, real tight pants. I said, when they started allowing women in this one. And when they turned around, I said, oh.
That ain't no boy.
I said, oh. I'm trying to find the cracks in the wall. I'm trying to start naming them. You know what they call when you
Stargazing.
when you lost trying to find trademarks and
Yeah, stargazing.
stargazing
Trying to find the North Star so you can track where you're going.
what they call them landmarks. I'm trying to find landmarks. Man, yeah, okay, that one. I'm gonna start naming him when I come through here. You know,
Found you some new constellations on the wall, didn't you?
I said, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
what? You know, I never. But then, what was crazy? To get back to on that, whatever. You know, I'm gonna touch on it. I'm gonna jump off of it. How they identify them boys, him boys, as females. How you gonna name this man name is Stephen. Now he was born Stephen with the name Stephen. Hypothetically, born with this name like this, a strong masculine name, but now he went through a transformation or what have you. It start, and then but yet still you got females and you got some male would dress a homosexual as a hurt.
Men dressing as women, women dressing as men.
No, well, yeah, that too. But you would address this man who is
As a woman.
as a woman, as her. You know, you kind of get what I'm saying.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
Cause I seen it quite often to where, you know, you might got.
He come numb to it.
He's a flamer. He's a full blown homosexual. You know him as Steve.
Okay.
Just, but now you've been knowing this man as Steve for how long? Ever since you know him. But then you get some people would address that homosexual, would address Steve as a her.
Mm-hmm.
As a, you know.
And he accepts it.
He accepted, even though he got the, you know, he got his whole full makeup on, what have you. They, you know, you had some people would address them as a her.
Cause I listened to Ricky Smiley
Mm-hmm.
and about Gary. They said
Gary's a flamer.
yeah, either he, she.
Mm-hmm. Then they hit us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They call me he, she. And I said, man, it's so natural.
Well, see, and that's the thing that lady was speaking on that he had mentioned earlier, is that she asked when did they start allowing him to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Because he wasn't doing it at 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And when they first introduced him, he was at 12.
Mm-hmm.
Is when all of a sudden you saw him doing this. So who introduced him to it? Because he wasn't running around with him.
Mm-mm.
He didn't know what it was. So how did he find out it? Ain't no way you gonna tell me that all of a sudden he just said, I'm a girl.
Trained at home.
Who trained him?
Yeah, that's what
We've been trying to figure.
His dad.
Somebody.
His dad. Or some other relative. You see, it's somebody to talk to him. And maybe not school, no, friends at school, but it had to be in a home environment. It was home.
Where it was like a casual conversation to him.
Mm-hmm. Somebody in the home, someone, even it just, you know, somebody exposed that young man to that. And where it's probably, you know, it's like I said, thoughts go through little children's minds.
Mm-hmm.
But see, like I said, kids watch videos, they watch certain things, they say, oh, this is natural. But it ain't natural. It's not natural, it's abnormal. And I don't care how people slice it, you was born a male or a female, you're born a little boy, little girl. You don't choose who your gender is.
You can't change you might be able to change your physical, but you can't change that chemical.
Mm-mm. Because I don't care if a man could be a full-blown woman, he never can be able to have a baby.
Or have a menstrual cycle.
So, well, man, we spoke on
Because that's unnatural.
It's not who you are born as.
See, because men have testosterone and women have estrogen.
And the only way that they're going to switch that is by taking chemicals in order to switch that.
Switch that. And,
which is unnatural.
Because you see RuPaul, 7'1". You know, and you see that, because I was watching Miss Congeniality yesterday too. And then, we've seen, in Vegas about, how the women want to be look like Tina Turner or sing like Diana Ross or whatever. The female character. And so, it's like I said, it's not normal. And cause I remember, my nephew, I remember seeing him. I said, cause I said, he's strange looking. Cause back then I thought it was hippies, because I kid of the 50s and 60s, and it was early 70s. And I said, He looked kind of, cause I didn't pay no attention. I didn't realize that he was a homosexual. And my mother's cousin's son, his name was. He went out to California, and now I don't know if he about his name is Cinnamon. See, it ran in the family on both sides. Like I said, all this stuff we weren't exposed to. And when he write mom, every once in a while we could call his name. This is Cinnamon, but she knew him as.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
See what that?
See, our parents didn't talk about sexual things with us because they're too busy working, trying to put food on the table and clothes on your back. They didn't have time to sit down and really communicate with us about certain things.
See, but that's the thing. When did it become normal?
Because it's
When I don't want to say normal, but that's the wrong terminology.
No, it ain't. That's what it is nowadays. Normal.
when
it becomes so
Blatant.
It just
It's out there.
when I this was 07, 08, I was in
Texarkana?
I was in RCI.
That's right.
07, 08,
Okay.
before they sent me up to and it's strange. It ain't strange for some people. And while I was in prison, I seen the world change. And what I mean by that, 90s, when I come back from Texarkana, 98, 99, I came back, being shipped out of state. They sent me back. I think I was telling you about it then, a while back, and just in conversation, I started seeing how
Everything was changing.
everything was changing.
Mm-hmm.
At a rapid speed.
So, okay, years and we're gonna go this 10 years later. 07, 08. Homosexuality wasn't, from the time I went in 94 until then, you see it. You would see it. You see certain individuals. But when I got there, it was blatant. It was blatant. Blunt up in your face. They're
gonna make you accept it.
They was prancing around. They was flaming. They was flamboyant. And me, honestly, I was scared to talk to a lot of people because you want to know who was who.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you still had your so-called tough, masculine, let me pound my chest type of dudes out there. I'm so thug, I'm gang, thug.
Mm-hmm.
Super gangster, you still had super gangster. They had that super gangster hardcore facade, but in the inside they was tender. They was chasing them boys.
Mm-hmm.
Like whipped cream.
They were chasing them. They were chasing them boys.
Yeah, because I think I watched I don't know if it was Friday or whatever it was. It had Terry Crews in there.
Yeah. Friday after next.
And because I watched that at dialysis. See, I was a lot of crazy stuff, and I didn't realize that he was flaming.
Yeah, he was playing the flamer.
Yeah.
But in real life, even if you see him, if you see some of his stuff, the last few movies that he made, he played that type of character.
Yeah.
Like in White Chicks.
Yeah.
He played
a little tender dude. I understand that.
He was.
And I think Brooklyn 900, the cop show. He played also a homosexual. Yeah.
It's that thing that everybody talking about. The things that men have to do now in order to survive in that kind of entertainment system and everything else.
They had to dress like a woman. They had to whatever it takes.
Okay, now, because I really want to get off because but as I see on TikTok TikTok, a lot of these other content creators or what have you, why does every black male or just about every male now, whether they black, white, Chinese, whether Asian, Latino, whatever, are doing these, either putting on a wig, lipstick, getting made up in order to be funny? It's a lot.
I can't tell you that because it ain't me.
It's a lot of content creators there, whether it's, on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. I understand you got some of them be funny skits and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But why do you have to put on a wig, some type of female attire to make your skit funny? Dressing up as a mama in the hair rag, with a robe on. A scarf a scarf.
A hair scarf.
Yeah, a hair scarf and a robe, in order to act like your mama, your auntie, grandmama, whatever. I know you playing a character, but why do most men do that?
That's what they grew up around.
I get that.
You asked. That's what they get up. That's what they grew up around. That's what they see.
I get that. But why do you have to do that to make your skit funny?
Because that's what was funny. You asked. I'm telling you.
I get
Think
it,
about it. Even when you were growing up, there was somebody in the family who would put on a wig or something like that to act like an auntie to make it funny. I'm just saying.
Only one I knew that they act like it was rest his soul was Quinn.
Yeah, because I seen that.
He was acting like he was his sister, and this was right before he passed.
They did it because that's what was funny, because in your family structure, you knew who he was pretending to be. And everybody thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think it was funny at all. Because I didn't see, I wouldn't expect, now I expect food like that.
Yeah.
My brother.
No, see, but all in all, whether they had their habits or whatever, but when everybody got together, you would laugh, no matter what the situation was. That's before if something before an argument started, whatever. But when all of us got together, whether it be holiday or just something random, everybody got together, and before the alcohol done kicked in, everybody would laugh. Everybody would enjoy themselves, have a good time, laugh, crack jokes.
Yeah, someone knew how to set the fire.
Yeah.
There's always somebody. You use that one word, boom, bang.
And there it is.
It was always, if you done did something, if they gonna ride, you would get teased on it. Mm-hmm. Everybody, even grandma would jump in. She hit you with that 1, 2 her little 2 cents, and then jump out and go back about her business. But everybody had that moment. Mm-hmm. Whether no matter who you was, we all got together, laughed, and had a good time.
Yeah.
Without anyone,
So we always say, so and so gonna, everybody enjoy yourself. So and so gonna kick this off.
Mm-hmm. You knew who it was. You knew who was the
instigator.
Okay, they're just like every generation got their so and so. Like with me in my generation, it was EU, my little cousin, right up under me. But he was a jokester. He was a jokester. Then you had E, Then you had coming in right behind him. No, let me take it. Let me go. Let me step up. You had your brother. Then another instigator, male.
I didn't know that.
He would instigate it. He'll kick it off. He'll kick it off too.
I didn't know that.
Then you would have Yule.
Mm-hmm.
Then you would have Quinn.
Okay.
You know, as far as the jokes and everything, everybody had their little moments.
Okay.
Everybody had their little moments. You know, then as far as I know, it'll be Tina.
Oh, that's the biggest.
You know, but everybody, like I said, everybody had their moments.
Yeah.
I'm not saying. I'm not.
Yeah, I know what
I'm
you're saying.
saying in the fun part.
Yeah.
Not in the bad part, but in the fun part, it was right there.
Mm-hmm.
That was the pecking order.
Mm.
If you done did something wrong,
Or it's gonna get brought up.
it's gonna be brought up, and it's finna be a joke.
Yeah.
It's finna be made fun of. But within that household,
Yeah.
within the confines of that house, out in the streets,
You gonna have a problem with it.
but within the household,
Yeah.
you
That's
know,
why people did it. I mean, in the confines of your own household, that's why they put on the wig or they go get grandma's bathrobe and come shuffling through the doorway, you know what I'm saying something that she did or doing something that she did that everybody thought was funny.
Mm-hmm.
They did it in our family. We got a pecking order too.
I get that, but in order, what I'm saying is, a lot of people nowadays, they try to catch that little 15 minutes, or whatever kind of fame that they looking for.
Now it's right there where you just said. They're trying to catch that 15 minutes of fame. That's why they're doing it. There's no real joke behind it. They're doing it to catch your attention. And if somebody sees a guy wearing a wig, a wig with curlers in it, everybody gonna stop to see what this is about. Mm-hmm. If it racks up 100,000 views because 100,000 people stop and say, "Oh, dude, here's a dude wearing a wig. What is he doing?"
See, but then,
that's that 15 minutes of fame.
And this is this is another thing. I was like, cause I be scrolling through. Some might be funny. I catch a couple of them, and I be like, it's not. Their content, what they saying, their content is funny, but you ain't got to be funny with the wig on, and you got a whole beard and mustache.
Some of them think it is, and you got to each his own. Not everybody will think it's funny, but a lot of people are gonna think it's funnier.
Yeah, but I seen this one guy. He started speaking on it. You know, he was out in public doing what, had his family thing, whatever going. And from his skits, a lot of people started thinking he's sexual.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time.
Well, when you put yourself out there with the robes and the curlers and the femininity and everything else, but you never show that you are masculine, that's what they're gonna think. Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
You know what I'm saying? That's I know you know. I'm just saying, but that's what they're gonna think. If you are a heterosexual male, but every time somebody see you doing a skit, you got on curlers or hair rag, or you speaking like a female, or you got lip gloss or something on, or whatever the case may be, they gonna start to think,
That's if you're well built.
Yeah, I just So the thing of it is if you don't, there's more than one way to get laughs out of people where you ain't dressing up like a female.
It is.
Yeah, but then
some people are naturally funny. Some people have to. They work hard at it.
Oh, I forgot, and I forgot that dude. Oh, he's hilarious.
Oh yeah, oh my.
He's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Stories. Oh yeah.
He's hilarious, and like I said, when we all get together, mm-hmm. it's a big laugh. It's a big. You be like, man, I didn't know.
Cause I remember at my 60th birthday party,
Mm-hmm.
he brought in a folder about Ike. Yeah.
Yeah, so
But see, after I left, I don't know. Everybody continued to have the party. You know, see, the party didn't start till after I was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cause I'm not a party girl. No. You know, I guess they came in and then all of a sudden, boom, boom, bang. And so it just, you know, like I said, it's just certain people, like I said, got pecking orders and things of that nature. And so, like you said, it just, like I said, you know, every person to be on YouTube or I mean, they want, you know, success. They think, I gotta do this, I gotta act this way, I gotta do this. All they do is acting, you know, that part.
But yeah, I get it. Like I said, I get it.
They want to be
but-
actors. And see, they want Hollywood to see them. They want Broadway to see them. You know, if they sing real well, they want Motown or someplace, somebody to, you just say, you know, I'm good. I'm better than so-and-so.
Mhm.
See, you know, yeah. So auditions, thank you.
You know, but like I said, that to me, it irks me real bad to
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you wonder why, you know, I'm a man, I'm a black man, I'm a strong, tough black man. Okay, you strong, tough black man, why you got a wig on? You know, I'm comfortable in my masculinity. I'm comfortable in my such. So it doesn't matter.
Insecurities. A lot of
It
people have
doesn't matter if
insecurities.
I put on
Yeah.
a wig or a dress. I know who I am.
Yeah.
I know what I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, cause
But
yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna see you as if you make that character real good. What's what's his name? Flip Wilson. Only thing I know Flip Wilson for is Geraldine.
Mhm. Yeah.
Nothing else.
Because I remember that. You know. See, because I see Milton Berle dressed as a woman. I mean, a lot of white. I mean, comedians and and actors. You know, dressed. You know, did female role.
Mm-hmm.
And see now with Tyler Perry. You know, with Medea. Because I think he said in one of his plays or whatever, he said, "I dress as a woman, so, you know, and I'm making money at it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making money." But a lot of people that do that, you on YouTube, ain't making no money on it. Mm-mm. See, he you know, he personified that character Medea and things like that. And it's just how people want to expose themselves.
Yeah, some of them just can't separate themselves from
They-
But they're just
the
like
character.
Okay, they're just like okay. Certain well-known actors,
Mm-hmm.
like just say for instance, Cat Williams.
Oh yeah.
To certain people, he gonna be known as Money Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Tucker, he gonna be known as Smokey from Friday.
Oh, Pookie.
Chris Rock, Pookie.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Epps, Day Day.
Mm-hmm.
Terry Crews, Damon.
Mm-hmm.
Damien or whatever. Damon. You know certain stick out characters. Tiny Lister, Devo. You know certain people, like Queen Latifah. What was her name in Set It Off? Well, you know
I know
that
what you're
character.
talking about, yeah.
That character. Certain stick out, like
Like I heard somebody else say, people will never forget that role.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Right.
care how successful you may be in other exploits, they always go back to the original one.
Yep.
The one that made you where
Made you who you are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard that the other day.
They're just like Samuel L. Jackson. He did a lot of movies, but it's two roles that he stick out. One is
Did you play Ike Turner?
no, that was
That's,
Larry Fishburne.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, okay.
He it was one in Juice, and what was the other one? What was the brother name in Jungle Fever? He was the crackhead in Jungle Fever. I'll do it.
I know what you're talking about. I can't
I
remember
do.
his name.
There was, and the other stick out role was in Do the Right. Was it Do the Right Thing? When he was the DJ, Love Hate, but that wasn't him. He was the DJ in yeah, Do the Right Thing.
No, Love and Hate was what's his name? That wasn't Samuel L. Jackson. That
No,
was,
I know, but he was the DJ. He was in that movie. He was the DJ sitting in the window. Something like the Love Doctor or something. But I know he wasn't Radio Raheem.
Mm-mm.
No, but he was in that movie. You know, it's certain roles, but the famous role was, to me, and that stuck out was I just said it. Jungle Fever. He was in the Spike Lee joint.
I think I watched that movie once. Wasn't a big fan of it. That's just me.
You know, but it was just, like I said, it's just certain things that certain people you'll forever be known in that role.
That's it.
And like the dude was talking, you know, he was like I'm playing a role,
Mm-hmm.
but you're gonna be known for that role as that person in that role.
Okay, say that you're an actor, you're aged. I mean, they're gonna remember that role that made you who you are. They ain't gonna remember all the other roles that caused you to have an Oscar or whatever. They're gonna remember that particular role when you first start out that made you who you are.
But this is like Denzel Washington. He been in numbers, and but his stuck out role, Training Day.
Yeah, for me it was
No, I'm just saying not for me, but for
now that was one of his best roles, but for me it was when he played
John Q.
no the
Equalizer.
he was the dope man. He was in the Bronx when he walked up the dude and who was it
The gangster movie that he was in.
yeah
American Gangster.
Yeah, American Gangster.
yeah, I think it was American Gangster. That was it.
When he was Frank
because
Lucas.
Frank Lucas. There you go. Because he was in that one with Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Because Idris Elba is the dude he shot.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I'm saying? That for me, that was his breakout role. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong. I saw all the rest of them, but I just think he did a better job in that one. The thing about it was, and with him, he'll tell you he turned down more stuff than he's ever done.
Yeah.
Because he wants to be known for a certain way. Some people feel as though they have to take certain jobs in order to get where they need to be.
But you know what was a good movie he was in? It was shot back in the day. It was a recent movie, but shot when he told his son, "You think I got the?"
Oh, when he was teaching about baseball. I know what you're talking about. Because he told you, what makes you think I like you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I cannot think of what the name of the movie is.
Yeah, because they be copying a lot of memes about that, whatever. But it's certain, like I said, man, you know, it's just a lot of things, you know, me and you speak on. And just wanted a female
Perspective.
you know, take on it.
And
Which that ain't, I know, is not going to sugarcoat it.
Oh.
You know.
Cause men talk to me though, and they tell me certain things. I said, oh, cause like I said, oh,
Mm-hmm.
because see they have they can trust me
Mm-hmm.
that I will not go back and gossip about it
Mm-hmm.
because that's a conversation that we had.
Mm-hmm.
That that I wouldn't share with even though I love you my whole heart, I wouldn't share it with you because he has confidence in me. He trusts me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you trust your friend.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain things you tell him that he wouldn't dare tell me.
Right.
You know, whether it's good or bad, because that's the friendship, the kinship y'all have. You know, closeness that y'all have.
Yeah. No, but just like I said, you know, this is just for our
listeners and
For our listeners.
those that we trying to reach out to, because a lot of the stuff we're trying to put out there, a lot of the people coming up behind us really don't get the gist of it. And with us talking about it is one thing, but for us to get the opinion
Of
of a female who ain't gonna sugarcoat it, because most of the times people gonna think, man, these brothers sugarcoating, you know. So we just want somebody who gonna, you know what I'm saying, who gonna give it to them like it is, you know.
Yeah, like I said, it just like I said, with certain things, you know, cause like I said, I live a long life. I mean, not a good life, but a life. And a lot of things I'm just learning, because you have to be willing to be taught.
Mm-hmm.
So you always got to have a learning process. I want to learn this. I didn't know these things. I mean, I was around these things, you know, but I wasn't exposed to them like I am today. Everything just like I said, just very out in the open, like it's normal.
Mm-hmm.
And see, and that's one of the things that I'm trying to get an understanding on.
Yeah. What is
when did a lot of the weirdness become normal?
But see, and that's one of those things that
What's
you
weird?
got to look at the higher ups, because it comes from the top.
It comes from okay. Say
It don't start at the bottom and go up.
see. Okay. Like say in say with marijuana and whatever, the drugs and things like that. They give it to the black folks and the Latinos and whatever. Y'all go to jail for it.
Mm-hmm.
And yet they reaping the benefits of it.
Mm-hmm.
Who got the ships? Who got the planes? Who got the trains? Who got the finances? But yet they will not, those in the ivory towers will not serve a day in jail. But those who are on a low totem pole
Gonna go to jail for life.
for life for it.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows these guys who own these coca fields?
Like
Like literally have been to his house and said, look, man, we know this, and this. You need to stop. And he tells them, get out of my house before I kill you.
see,
Starts
see,
at the top.
see, even if they are DNAs or whomever, they know these people. They say we do undercover work, but yet you get a piece of the pie.
Yep.
You gonna turn you might even turn your buddy in, or have your buddy killed.
For a bigger slice of that pie.
Get a slice of that pie.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but yet it's not.
What kind of pie is it?
Yeah.
Blueberry.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
It's
still,
whatever your favorite pie is.
and yet it's still those who, like I said, like you know, the blacks, the Latinos, they get the biggest sentences,
Mm-hmm.
you know, just for selling a little weed. And say now they got it where weed is, or certain types of weed is medical, used for medical benefits.
Mm-hmm.
But yet and still, you'll go serve a lifetime in prison or whatever because, you know, you sold something.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
it's always going to be.
It'd be like that. See, like I said, it's called, like I said, see, they know about trains and everything. Because what movie did I watch? Oh, man, but anyway, Denzel Washington and whatever, anyway. Yeah, because I watched Equalizer on Friday. But yeah, I didn't know it was Equalizer until I see the end. I said, ooh, I see that movie before.
Yeah.
I called it in the middle. I mean, towards the end. And the way he dead folks. Well, that was so cool. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. That was so good. And so.
You know, but that's
I
one
gotta
of
get
the
that movie though.
I think
Yeah.
I might have it on DVD.
Oh yes, I got to.
I think I look.
Because I think I seen John Q. I seen there's certain movies I've seen of his, and yeah, I seen him, you know, in the military, certain other things. But Training Day, I don't think I got too involved with that one or the American Gangster. But that came on the Direct TV. But I catch my movies, you know, when I go dialysis, they have BET, they have certain type of movies, and so. Yeah, but other than that, it just, you know, it's been a good conversation, you know. Because like I said, there are a lot of things I thought about yesterday because I said I watched certain things yesterday on YouTube. I watched a certain guy, you know, how he let people just, you know, that ran on and things, certain situations and the things that just, and like I said, a lot of things get next to me, and so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so and I got so after day I got time to expressing my son and realizing my new little words and things of that nature. But anyway,
No, but like I said,
see,
it was just certain things that
you wouldn't expect me to say that word, would you?
I heard you a couple times, but you know
But
that's,
but as a kid, did you
no.
ever? I mean,
As a kid, no. Growing up, I never heard
I-
use bad language.
I don't know how to.
Use foul language. I never.
I don't know how. I don't know how to. It's still kind of rough for me today. And, like I said, unless I get to that certain point. Oh yeah.
Right. So
Because they knew me as a quiet person. You never know what a quiet person is up to.
Oh yeah.
See. Yeah. They think I was sweet and all this. Y'all don't know me.
because like I never knew unless she told me, you know, she tried drinking, she tried smoking or whatever. I never knew that.
No, I mean, man, shoot. The toilet bowl is not afraid to let you sitting on it.
Yeah.
But if you got your head in it, no thank you.
That's a different kind of friend.
That's the friend I don't like. But no, like I said, things I tried, could have killed me.
Mm-hmm.
But see, like I said, that wasn't my lifestyle. Put it that way. That wasn't my lifestyle. No.
Cause like I said, it was something else I wanted.
See, on the weekends, I'm free on the weekends.
It was just just to get I know you're not gonna sugarcoat. We too old for that. Maybe it was a kid you'd have probably fluffed it, but you're too old for that now. Fluffing. So, like I said, and that was right there,
But y'all got a podcast or y'all just
It's a YouTube channel right now.
Okay.
We'd like to get to that point of having a podcast, but right now it's just a YouTube channel.
You can go, look it up. It's called Military Felon.
Okay.
We got five.
We got 5 on there right now.
A lot of this I'm going to get chopped up, so.
edit it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm finna. That way,
Edit.
believe me, I am.
Chop it up a little bit. Might turn it into 2.
Yeah, because right now we at about 2 hours and some change.
Okay, so
No, because we
you
don't ran on it.
Man, I don't know how many different subjects we got in this, so it's all good.
We don't ran on, so.
We have some that we battle on for, oh my God, 2-3 hours where gotta go through it and chop it down and
is that editing is a trip though.
Nah, yeah. Yes and no.
Yeah, it's just listen and re-listen. It's just I'll use this, I won't use that. Some of the use things that are good, that be beneficial to your listeners. Yeah, to your
See,
listeners.
but that's that's one, and that's why we started off one area, but we came back to the same topic we was talking about with your opinion as well, or your input. So, that's one. We try, if we can, try to get it often, no matter whom it may be.
yeah, we try to get as much input from someone else as we can. I mean, because they're gonna always hear us, but it's always nice to have
a different voice.
Yeah, somebody else giving their input.
We gave our input on
From a male perspective, from a man's perspective.
You a parent, you raised I
That's
don't
why
know
had
how
boys.
many boys.
Whole neighborhood.
They come in and say, "Mama." I said, "Okay, hi." Didn't know them from this spot, but they knew me.
Mm-hmm.
They know, and so it's just like my mother, same thing. Miss Watson, they call her grandma. Either mama or grandma. See, because we were like a Memorial Day or the holidays, me and mom be in the kitchen cooking. We didn't just cook for our family; we cooked for the whole neighborhood.
And that's how. And to this day, and if I cook something, I don't cook just for, the house. I cook for.
I still cook like there's a whole house full of people in my house. And it's just me. And why does that stuff stay in the refrigerator for months? And then get too bad, but I throw it out.
I do that all the time. I'm always cooking more than, because I got nieces and nephews and my little brother, and people show up at my house just out of the blue. What you cook?
Yeah, see, nobody come by my house no more. Well, so, but I'm thankful for that. It's just you chose the people that I love, and you one of them.
It's just for me. It's like I said. I mean, my is relatively now. It's just like my little brother lives in Iowa. My niece is still one of my nieces live in Texas. The other one lives here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more or less like whenever they're out and about, if they decide to stop by, they know that if they stop by, it's gonna be something cooked in the house.
Yeah, cause I don't see now with some candy, and he came back the other day. He got any butterscotch? Man, I told that to pack it up. You see all that paper on the floor. And I ate that, and I ate one bag of butterscotch. I mean, it just been Friday, and I think I finished it off yesterday. I mean, butterscotch. I ate food in between time, but the snack on, oh please. And so, but I got peppermints and butterscotch over there somewhere. So.
And I think I got a couple bags of gummy bears sitting by my couch somewhere.
Yeah.
Cause every time somebody go to the store, I'm usually like, if you go to the store and you come in this way, I'm gonna get like a bag or two. That way I don't have to go out and find it or do it myself. I always got them in the house somewhere.
Yeah, because as a child, 'cause we had a thing called a sweet shop.
We had a couple of them by my house growing up.
Yeah, and and you get so many for a penny. And if you had a quarter, oh man, you was rich.
Yeah. I'm a southern kid. We had a couple of sweet shops. You used to go down to one store, you got $1, you come back with 4 bags.
Man.
They had the little glass cookie jar with the little tin top.
Yeah.
For a quarter, you got 25 little cookies. Put all the little cookies in a bag. And it's like,
oh, please.
$1? Boy, everybody was your best friend. 4 bags of cookies.
Man, did you take things to school? My dad was full of stuff. And candy bars was a nickel. When I was growing up as a kid, candy bar was a nickel.
What was it? It was like back home. It was like, I think we used to spend like 20 cents, 25 cents, maybe about 15, 20 cents when I was growing up in Arkansas. You go in there with a $2.
Oh, please. And it just cause we go to Sunday school. We try to keep a little pocket change.
Gotta hit the store first.
Gotta hit it. We put about 2 or 3 cents in the collection plate. And the rest of it sweet shop.
Yes, sir.
And it was open on Sunday too. When the store might be closed, but the sweet shop was open.
Sweet shop always open.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember though.
That's how I met over baseball games. Baseball. Well, no, it started out with football.
Down at the end of the neighborhood over there.
Football game. Actually, I'm gonna tell you how I actually met him.
Because I knew Don before I knew him.
No,
I met the on Brian's porch.
No, I knew you before.
Cause like I said,
see, I met you. This how I met you. This when back in 1980, or I think it was 80, 79, 80. I was supposed to go to the store. I was supposed to went and got you some. I could tell you, I got a good rememberer. I could tell you. It was in the summertime of 1980, 79, 80. In the summer of 1980. I supposed to went to the store to get mama some, I'm finna tell you the exact everything.
I don't want to get that.
Some ice cream.
I remember, you know,
Some cherry was it New York cherry?
yeah,
And with the windmill cookies with the
I know
with
my
the
mama liked
almond.
them with the almonds in them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I was always fascinated with what's going on 28th Street because we stand right there. It was used to be a whole bunch of kids, like I said, a whole bunch of. It was fascinating up there. So I faked like I won the brights. Walked up Lisbon, crossed the light. This when Gregory and Huey and them stayed
Down by the store, right behind the store.
Right behind the store.
Yeah.
Y'all playing football. Y'all playing football in the field across the street from the store.
Yeah, right in front of Lynn's house.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, Greg was like, "Hey, cuz, come over here. You know, we playing football, man. That's how I met. That's how I met your brother first.
But see, I hadn't met your brother. I saw your brother, and I was like, he be over here, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, he got a brother about your age. I was like, well, I ain't never met him. I was like, but, all right.
So
I just left it alone.
So after that, after I said, cuz, let me run to the store. Let me go grab the stuff for mama. Then I'm going to come back. So I went back around, went down Lisbon, went back down Lisbon, went to the store, went back down Lisbon, came like I went through the 20s, went through Bright, came down 20. Instead of just coming down and going up or whatever, you know, I make it look like I just went that way. I could tell you now, I ain't gonna be So with that, then I took mama's stuff. Then I went back. We started playing football. You haven't been there yet, so that's where I met That's where I met your brother at.
Tyrone.
That's where I met Tyrone at. So something ended up happening because y'all had a little basketball hoop.
Yeah, we had a milk crate on the pole
behind y'all house.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm back there shooting hoops or whatever. And your mom's was selling fruit cups. That's how I met you. We over some fruit cups.
But see, like I said, I had already not met your brother, but I knew your brother already.
Okay.
Me and Duran hadn't spoken because Duran was always with everybody else or moving on his own thing. And it's like, I think it was Huey who told me. It's like, yeah, he got a brother like around your age. I was like,
we met before. Like I said, we met before, but it wasn't to the point how we hung out.
Mm-hmm.
We met before, you know, through the freeze pop. Like I said, but then after that,
I think when we started hanging out, it was like down by Brian's house.
Maybe a year or so later, that's because Brian, Van, Duran, I think Timothy, all of them went to Audubon.
Yeah.
And all of them started hanging out together.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started coming. Then, like I said, I hung out a couple days, but it wasn't like prior to that.
Because I didn't really hang out with Brian then.
So when I started coming back around, when I started back hanging around, because I knew they was on 28th Street, and I really had a reason to come up. I had a family that hanging up there, and they was like, then they trying to tell me about you and Tyrone.
Yeah.
I said, I already know them.
Yeah. And see, they was trying to, like I said, I knew your brother, and they was like, well, yeah, you know, this is his brother. I was like, well, I know him. I just hadn't met him, but me and him met down there.
Right.
So, there's like, oh, all right, whatever, man. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I knew your brother, but didn't know him. I knew who he was.
Yeah.
But hadn't been like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? You know, none of that, because like I said, I can't remember who it was. I can't remember if it was Brian or Timothy. One of them. Somebody was like, He's got a brother. And I want to say it was Huey though, because I used to hang out with them more than I did Brian.
Yeah. I knew you, like I said, and when they told me, oh man, I said, man, I already know them. Well, how you know them? You know, how you know how that goes. Man, it's and it still be surprised. Man, just because, you know, a person may be quiet and whatever, it doesn't mean that you don't know who you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like how some of the older guys, they used to see us way across on the other side of town.
Oh yeah.
Man,
got
what y'all
a
doing
kick out
over
of that.
What y'all doing over here?
What y'all doing over here?
You know, we just roaming the we roaming the neighborhood. No, y'all neighborhood ain't way over here. Y'all on something.
Man, we on the same thing, y'all. Just trying to see what's going on.
So you know, but like I said, at the that's how it goes. You know, I'm still some. Cause like I said, you know, the thing of it is that the kind of, but the thing of it is I don't know where I'm going with this.
It's just like we said. It's conversation on the stoop. We talk about everything and anything, and
I
just
forgot where I was going.
And keep wandering on until it's done.
I forgot where I was going with the whole thing.
You know how you get.
I think it was the spaghetti.
I think you know how you get in your old age.
I think it was something else.
Nah.
Don't blame it on her. That was just all you by yourself.
No, but I don't know. But anyway, it was fun.
Yeah, we had fun in the neighborhood.
Cause you, out of everybody,
Did y'all hang out with Louis as a kid?
who?
Louis.
I knew. See, now that's something that I don't think he knew. I went to school with Louis as a kid. We went to Story Elementary together. I went to school with Louis for a long time, and I don't think it was until not too long ago.
And you know how another thing. That's how I'm. Cause it was me, Louis, Marty, and Scott. We had a little so-called dance group called the Unknown Breakers, and y'all on 28th Street was
I can never remember what his name was. That's old, bro. I know it because it was me, Tyrone, Slim, Brian, Nookie, and
Ramon,
Van, and somebody else. We missing one. We missing
Calvin.
one. Who?
Was it Calvin?
Yeah, Calvin, because Calvin lived on the corner, kitty corner from Brian then.
Was Reggie with y'all down with y'all too?
Not yet. Not at that time he wasn't. Not at that time he wasn't.
And we supposed to been dancing against y'all. Y'all, I don't know what that was crazy.
Oh,
Oh,
there's a lot of things I didn't know about that little childhood.
It was. We had a blast.
Yeah.
But we had this, but that's what it was all back then.
Mm-hmm.
Either you played sports, either because it was more neighborhood against neighborhood,
Yeah.
block against block, versus
Whatever. Cause even when we was breakdancing against each other, we knew everybody anyway. It wasn't like we was, you know what I'm saying, dancing against somebody we didn't know.
Okay.
You know,
That's
like
a neighborhood thing.
yeah, it was a neighborhood thing. You know, cause like my guy Isaac stayed down on 28th and Galena on the corner. Remember when we took the vinyl flooring piece that we had, walked all the way down to the end of the street down there. We set it up. We was right there on the. It was just, it was fun back then. What else was it supposed to be?
Then I don't know, somewhere. And what ended up happening